Hey guys, CoD PS3 gameplay here again, bringing you my second Modern Warfare Reflex commentary. Uh, this is what did I just say? I just said second Modern Warfare Reflex commentary. This is going to be using the M4 carbine on the map Overgrown, one of my favorite maps and guns within this game. But no, I'm not going to talk too much about the gameplay, but I am using the M4 with the red dot sight. I believe my perks are Bandolier, Stopping Power, which is a really great perk, um, and Extreme Conditioning. Yeah, but I wanted to talk about the knifing in Call of Duty, um, and what they need. I think what they need to do in Modern Warfare 3. I am not a fan of the knife at all. Knifing is something that gets me incredibly frustrated incredibly quickly. It got me incredibly frustrated incredibly quickly as soon as I started playing this game and Call of Duty in general on any platform, not just Wii. Um, the knife, I believe, the knife, in my opinion, is just too overpowered. It's just so overpowered. Um, if you do not know, there's not that great connection in Modern Warfare Reflex or Black Ops on the Wii, so the knifing in those types of games is significantly worse, which means that you can pretty much lag knife. And the lunging in Black Ops is ridiculous, especially if you have the Classic Controller Pro, which is essentially a PS2 controller designed for the Wii. If you have that controller, then you can pretty much lag knife like crazy, and you'll get a kill. You'll lunge, but of course, if you're not like host or anything, you can knife, and you'll see the animation of your guy knifing the other guy. But somehow you don't kill them, or sometimes you get the points, but they don't die, and then they'll just panic knife you out of nowhere. So that's very frustrating for me. I don't think that's cool or fair at all. And what I've thought about, and this took me a while to think about this, but I think they should remove the knife completely. Now, this may seem like crazy to some of you to begin with, but let me just hear me out. Let me explain. What I think they should do is not remove the knife entirely from the entire game. What they need to do, I believe, is make the knife like a secondary weapon, like the ballistic knife. That's a perfect example of what a knife should be. Replaces Does it replace your knife with the ballistic knife? I can't remember. But if it does, then that's the perfect example of what a knife should be. Replacing your knife, replacing the knife with a secondary. Or what I mean to say is, you don't have a knife all the time. You don't get a knife as soon as you spawn. Like if you want a knife, you have to trade in your secondary and use the knife as your secondary, like the ballistic knife. I think that would be, a really good idea, I think, for future Call of Duties. That way, it would be a lot more balanced, and, that way not everybody's running around with a knife, and I hate panic knifers. They drive me nuts. I don't know if this has happened to you, but in my experience, whenever I see a guy coming around, like a corner or something like that, my first instinct is to start shooting right away. No matter what they're doing or whatever, I just start shooting right away. And I hate that, my reflexes perhaps are not quick enough to be able to kill them. And then they'll just knife me out of nowhere, which is incredibly frustrating and I think really unfair. I mean, I think it's whoever sees the guy first, whoever opens up first should get the kill. Of course, depending on what weapon they're using. But I mean, as I stated before, connection-wise, Wii's not the greatest for that stuff. And sometimes, with the lag knife, which means that even if you knifed first, you can see your animation moving, you'll still sometimes lose the battle, and you'll get knifed instead of the other guy, which is incredibly frustrating, and it makes me want to just rage quit right away because it drives me insane about how many times I run around a corner, seen the guy before he's even turned around, start shooting, get hit markers, and then he turns around, just panic knifes me, and just lunges across the room. That's the next thing I wanted to talk about, lunge. For some reason, Infinity Ward decided to put Commando as a perk in Modern Warfare 2. Biggest mistake of their life. Commando was the most overpowered perk, like, ever. Um, I think it's even worse than Second Chance. I really do. It's such an irritating perk. I mean, you lunge like 15 feet away and just like you're literally flying towards your target. Like I'd like you to bring me somebody in real life who could do that. No, nobody can do that in real life. I mean, I don't care if you're using a perk or not. Nobody can fly 15 feet through the air and just stab somebody out of nowhere. It's ridiculously unrealistic. And I think, thank God they quote unquote took out Commando in Black Ops. I think instead of taking the perk out, they just gave everybody the perk, so now everybody lunges. If you've not played Black Ops on Wii especially, the lunging is ridiculous how far you can lunge. It's so crazy. You can lunge like 20 feet. I even saw a clip that iConvoy posted pretty recently. He was on Nuketown, and literally this guy was 35 feet away. Like, he couldn't have been closer than 30 feet. And this guy just jumps up and flies at Convoy and kills him instantly. Now, I don't know if that was Commando Lunge or if that was a hacker. My bets are on a hacker, because I don't even think Commando Lunge can go from Black Ops can go 35 feet. Hoping it's a hacker, that way the Commando Lunge in Black Ops isn't, known as too bad. But if it was Commando Lunge, that's ridiculous. 35 feet? Are you kidding me? So you're telling me that a human can sprint 35 feet in half a second and stab somebody with a knife? No, it's not gonna happen. And secondly, how do you kill somebody with one knife stab? Like, that's even more unrealistic. It's like, one knife stab? Are you serious? That'll, like, just wound you a bit. It's not gonna kill you. It's, take a look at games like Conduit 2, for example. The perfect melee/knifing system. You use your gun to melee. That way, actually no, what I was talking about earlier, that wouldn't work, because that means you would be able to, that way, instead of, actually, you know what, that's actually the perfect melee system. That way you still get to melee, but you don't have to trade in your secondary. Perfect melee system. And what they have is, if you knife somebody in the back once, then they're dead. But if you knife them, like, in the front, then they get damaged or something like that, and you have to knife them again or shoot them to kill them. That is the perfect example of a knife. And that is what should be implemented. I think that this one knife kill is so ridiculous. It's like, how is a knife more powerful than a gun? It makes no sense whatsoever. You know that old saying, never bring a knife to a gunfight? Well, now it's more like never bring a gun to a knife fight, because the gun's gonna lose. Like, it's ridiculous that a knife with one stab will kill you, but a gun takes 3 bullets in Call of Duty. 3 bullets! And you'll still survive. I mean, that is one thing that Call of Duty needs to seriously improve on. The knifing, it's the most unrealistic part of the game. It's just ridiculous how unrealistic the knifing is. I think it just should be taken out, because I think almost everybody will agree with me about how frustrating, Commando lunges, hackers that abuse lunging, and, just knifing in general, running around a corner and just getting knifed. And even if you get the first reflex, you knife, sometimes the person with the better connection will still come out on top. And it's really frustrating. It's not fair. But those are pretty much just my opinions on what I thought of the knife, and what, some suggestions that they could do, I guess, to maybe improve it in the future Call of Duty games. So, thanks for watching this commentary. Thanks for watching my videos. I think I've got 8 subscribers now. Woohoo! But I want to thank you for watching. Please leave a rating or a comment or whatever. Hopefully be posting some more Black Ops gameplay and sniping gameplay in this and Black Ops. This game, Modern Warfare Reflex and Black Ops. So, have a nice day, guys. Bye.